first thing, gotta ask, 4 points into the ball game for Shantae Evans, and she sets Hofstra's all-time record.
Yeah, the bench told me that they took care of my celebration for me. They were doing a rap song, and they, because I obviously with me it was the number one thing of getting this W, because it would be not very fulfilling for Shantae if we didn't get this win in here. And we made it challenging in the first half, but this team wasn't going to go away, especially in their performance that they played at Delaware was you knew they were going to come back and show that they were better than that, which I would expect that out of Jerry Porter and how great she does. She's a great coach, and I know what kind of person she is, and so I was a little bit concerned about that being their first CAA game. But Shantae played much better in the second half. We got a little more touches to her, which we're going to continue working on that. Getting her the ball with these double teams and things. But very proud of her. Hugged her, told her we'll celebrate when we're back at Hofstra. And it's fitting. We'll have a good time after we beat Drexel and come back home.
You talk about Shantae in the second half. You missed her for the last 6 minutes, and late game execution's been a thing with this team. We talk about Georgia State unable to score in the final few minutes. The Panthers go on a 10-0 run. It seemed like the last 6 minutes today, though, the offense started to piece it together with Shantae.
Well, it took several free throw attempts by George Mason. Felt like they were down there. Felt like they were just going to shoot free throws and cut that 10-point margin down. But we got out of that mess, called a timeout, and then Asia Jackson answered to Ruth Sherrill for a bucket, and it just kind of opened the door. I thought Asia really stepped up in 3 minutes. I thought it's one thing I told them right here that we learned from Georgia State on our own home court, not to back into anything. I felt like we weren't going to back into finishing out this game. We were going to play it smart but yet aggressive, and they did.
Andriana Thomas, 18 points.
Yeah, I didn't get to see them. She only had 4 in the half.
Just talk about the point guard.
It was fun. They went to man, so that made it really fun. The last end of that stretch, and so she had a great second half. She just played heady. She understood how to break that press better. We were a little bit more patient. We couldn't run exactly the way we wanted to run. And that was a credit to them and how they were pressing us the whole game. But we were able to break it up a little bit, be a little more patient, and score on the other end.
Ruth Sherrill, close to home, she played 10 minutes, but it seemed like they were very important. She stepped in and she did a good job on the defensive end.
And I was searching, and I tell these guys every day I was searching. The other day, Annie Payton gave us great minutes. This is a mark of a great ball team if you can get to this point where everybody's trying hard, everybody's trying to give their best, whether it's Cindy Epps, whether it's Dee, whether it's Annie, whether it's Asia, whether it's Devin. You have your kind of nucleus of kids that are just, trying to hold the fort down, but people like that stepping up for you. And we were searching. We needed somebody to rebound tonight. We didn't do a good job on the boards. Devin was just, struggling a little bit in the second half, and we were fouling a little bit too much, so we were very mobile. And, Ruth stepped in and does what I recruited her to do, and she's capable. Ruth is mobile. And Deanna Thomas-Palmer is going to give us great minutes as soon as she gets her feet back underneath her. Both of them have been coming back and forth with some injuries. And so, I can tell you we're going to be good if people really start embracing their role and doing stuff like that. And I think that's what I'm probably most excited about on top of Shantae's huge accomplishment.